Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and a warm welcome to this week's Walking Wednesday. My equipment is falling apart. Like, all of it. So, the tripod itself is no longer sustained by the phone thing or whatever. The phone is actually working correctly. My computer is 3 years old, so it's slowly dying. And my microphone has been suffering problems. And yes, I've tried to manipulate the control panel. You might notice in this Tesla Nikanor that I had to actually do some emergency audio amplification. That doesn't sound very good. But yes, that's going to be the case for episode 7 too. But I've tried to fix it in the control panel now, and as it turns out, that apparently made things worse, because now, even though I amped up the sound, I can't talk to people on Discord anymore, as I have just found out. And today was going so well, too. Like, I finally managed to get the phone number I needed to get my LJMU username back. I wish they didn't have to require a calling for that, but they do. Honestly, I should have remembered what it was. It was fairly straightforward once I actually remembered what it was to begin with. So, not my finest hour, I must say. But either way, I've got it now. My student registration is almost complete. You know, I just need like a couple of details, like for example, what exactly they mean by what parents, financial jobs, things, whatever, what their payrolls are like or whatever, something like that. Honestly, these are things they actually require are very odd. Like, there's always that page on, for example, like equality and diversity, which I know why is there, but clearly doesn't need to be, for the simple reason that for pretty much everything on there, you have the option to say, prefer not to say. Like, you have sexual orientation, prefer not to say. Ethnicity, prefer not to say. I don't know. But then there are certain things that you do actually require, but a lot of them are just entirely unnecessary, and I don't quite see why they're on there if people can just list they prefer not to say them. There you go. But oh yeah, well, other quips aside, everything else was fairly standard, except for the fact that for some reason I can't list that I'm a LIPA graduate right now, because, well, I don't know why. I think it's because the undergraduate option thinks that you actually have just your sixth form institution as your last place, and therefore I cannot upload my most recent qualification, which is annoying. I don't quite know what they're going to do if they find out otherwise, because, to be honest, like I said, it doesn't really affect them. Essentially, it's more for their statistics. It won't really affect me either way, so I suppose I can leave them in blissful ignorance. I mean, I'll find out eventually, I'll just tell people. I mean, for the sake of application, if they don't have an option for it, then there's not really much I can do. I'll give them a call. I'm joking. Of course I'm going to give them another call on a different phone line this time, because I'm not waiting for a week again to find out why is... And also, speaking of equipment falling apart, my shoe is deciding to kamikaze itself. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know why I have this tripod. Like, I have to hold it in a bad position where it hurts my fingers now, so that the thing to support my phone doesn't come off. Yeah. At least it is slightly steadier than if I were to hold my phone on my own. I say that, but it is not very much more stable, just ever so slightly. But you know, when you have such bad equipment as I do, ever so much goes a long way. Absolutely. Yes. Okay, well, time for the weekly updates. I haven't really done much this week. I've just been talking to people. I mean, one person in particular, but people in general. And I've been getting back into YouTube. I haven't completely neglected, you know, my ambition this week. I did do Tales of Snake and North, and I did do 2 episodes back to back. I haven't edited the second one, so that's going to come out with the same bad audio amplification as before. But yeah, next episode I'm going to try out a new screen recorder. I know I said last week I was going to try out a new editor, and as it turns out, that's the one thing that is working now. As it turns out, the Help Let Me Go video, I accidentally changed one of the settings and I didn't know which one it was, and I only found out later how to fix it. So the chroma key is now fully functional once again, which is good because I have a new Mutant Girl episode that's due in very short time. So, yep. All is well that ends well. At least, well, nothing's ended yet, so all is sort of alright. I was saying from Marigold Hotel, has anyone seen the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel? Everything will be alright in the end, and if it's not alright, then it's not yet the end. I do like that one. It's actually a really good movie. You know, it relies a lot on celebrity appeal because, you know, you've got all of the old school celebrities like Dame Judi Dench, Dame Maggie Smith, Sir Richard Gere in the second one, Bill Nye, yeah, a lot of them I can't remember off the top of my head. It's also got Dev Patel, so there's that. I mean, if you know who Dev Patel is, then you know that he is the selling point of the movie, that I think should be anyway. I guess he might have been convicted, you know, for stealing so many scenes. I don't know why I went on a ramble like that. Either way. It is a great movie, great movie. Speaking of which, I actually saw, I don't know if it was this week or last week, I saw Gone with the Wind, which is, I'm gonna start doing film reviews, and I want to start with Gone with the Wind because, like I said before, if you factor in inflation, it's the highest grossing film of all time, blah blah blah. And it is such a timeless classic that has no flaws whatsoever and iconic characters that are beloved by so many. Yes. I don't entirely agree with that. And you'll see why more so in the actual video, because I will go into more detail about it. That does mean I have to watch it all over again, but you know what, it's not actually a bad film to like rewatch, so I don't complain too much. I did enjoy watching it. I just don't think that it's a timeless classic. Well, I mean, it is a timeless classic, but I don't think it's a perfect, a flawless material, let's say. If you know me, my opinion on classics is that they're not up to enough scrutiny. People have such affection for them, and they've been told that they're so iconic, and yet they're not actually. A bit like gachas, actually. You know, people get told, oh yeah, this gacha has ever so many million views or 100,000 views or whatever, therefore it must be brilliant. And I will proceed to replicate that entirely, but that's a gacha specific problem. But yeah, we have that particular issue. But no, you know, these things do need criticism. Even if they are made by one person who's probably very young in the case of gacha. I don't know. Like I said, art is there to be criticised. Art is subjective. And I think that old films, particularly the classic ones, need to be up to that scrutiny, and they're not actually doing so. Both of my shoelaces are undone now. How? I did them up. What is this? These are new shoes. Why? Okay, I'll just try not to trip over myself. So, what else? Oh yes, I've been working on Mutant Girl, like I said before. The outtakes video. You might have noticed I said in the description that one of the people in the outtakes has been fired. I thought it was important to preserve the outtakes as they were at the time, and to not disrupt that, because the outtakes that person was involved in were actually alright. So yeah, but they're not going to be in any projects, any official releases or anything like that. I need to now remake the characters that I missed out in Mutant Girl. Actually, I think they might not be in the next episode, so yeah, I guess apart from Silas, because I hope, because like I said, with with Gacha, the characters are so limited that I had to remodel a lot of them. Like you might have seen in the Hell Let Me Go that some of them are called Liam and Brian because I forgot to hide their names or whatever. Alas. In any case, apparently Gacha Life 2 is actually going to be released in 2020 now. It's going to be delayed and it's going to be combined with, I think it was Gacha Resort or something. One of the two. I mean, fair enough, I guess. It means that, you know, the music goal will be a fully Gacha Life 1 project, finalised and completed. Also, our 3D modeler from last week resigned due to, let's say, pressure from certain individuals of the group. I name no one in particular, but if you're in the group you can imagine who exerted such pressure. So we no longer have the option to do fully 3D modelled works. Although curiously enough, that the guy actually said to me that he was still up to do voice acting and stuff, even though he resigned, which doesn't make sense. I mean, he didn't say that. He didn't do what Roy did and say, "Oh, I'm gonna step down from this and do something else." No, he said, "I am leaving Buttercore." So I'm confused. I'm confused, and I will have to follow up on that at some other point. For now, it is time to, you know, prepare for university life, do more Mutant Girl stuff at the same time because it's due the day after I arrive, or Freshers Week starts, which by the way is 2 weeks apparently, so why is it not called Freshers Fortnight? Who came up with that? Matt Pat, the alliteration hater. Oh well, in any case I've got that to do, and of course also, you know, get back into my normal-ish routine. Well, to be honest, I don't really want to resume my other routine. Like, honestly, this week I've been kind of like, well, actually this week and a half it's been now. I've been the happiest that I've been in a while. Like, I thought that my summer wasn't really going to end in the most eventful way possible. But actually, to be honest, I've had a lot of fun this past week. Even if I'm not in a position to tell anyone precisely why, which is bad when you're doing a weekly vlog explaining what you've done in the week. Either way, this is the penultimate Walking Wednesday that I think I'm going to do around this area. I think in 2 weeks' time I'll be back in Liverpool, so I get to explore the slightly more vast areas and hopefully film when it's not going to get dark soon. So yeah, either way, I think that's it for this week. At least as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, time to get back to the fun stuff. Oh, well, also, actually, I will tell you one thing. I've been on Minecraft recently with quite a lot of people. We've been doing stuff in the server that used to be known as Warrior Realms, the one we did the Doing Homework series in. If you've followed me for 4 years now, which I don't think anyone has, you remember Doing Homework, the series. And yeah, we've just been showing people around the server, and apparently it's been going through remodeling. It's going to be re-promoted soon. So who knows, maybe we'll be able to show off that and get the guy some promotion in exchange that he finds out where actually the Netherwarts are. But that's just a personal gripe of mine, just a little bit of a issue. I'm going to get back to that soon and tie up my shoelaces and get the rocks out of my feet. So yes, I think that's it for this week. So thank you everyone for watching. Please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. And on that note, until next time, farewell.